Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Laptime challenge on Gran Turismo 7. This time I think it's a special one. We are racing in the Super Formula vehicle, which is either the Toyota or the Honda one. I don't think it makes a big difference, both cars are equipped with racing soft tires, and we are racing on Suzuka Circuit, so kind of a Formula 1 combination. The current world record is set at a 134.5, and that leaves us to beat at least a 137.3. So let's get right on track and into the guide.
So as usual, out of the last chicane, try to carry a good amount of speed into your lap. That is the most important thing to do. Then go over to the left hand side of the track and into the first right hander you keep it flat out. And once you can see the end of this curb on the right hand side, give it a short brake input and down to third gear, let the car roll into the corner up to fourth and then gently back to the power, and once the corner opens up, fully flat out. Over to the right hand side and up to fifth gear for the left hander, and once you're in the low change and your steering is straight now, down to fourth gear and a gentle brake input before letting the car roll and getting back to the power once the corner opens up. And again over to the right hand side up to fifth for the left hander. I lifted slightly over the curb and then fully back to the power shortly, and at the beginning of the right hander again give it a gentle brake input and down to third gear, let the car roll, upshift to fourth and gently back to the power again. Now this left hander is fully flat out, shift up to fifth within the corner, keep it to the left hand side of the track, then over to the left for this right hander. Then turn in and slightly lift the power over the curb on the inside, then fully back to the power shortly, and in the middle of this curb on the left hand side, brake hard, down to second gear, then let the car roll over the inside curb, 2 gears up to fourth gear, and then fully back to the power using all the width of the track. Then for the upcoming hairpin, go over to the right hand side and slightly after the end of this curb on the right hand side, go hard into the brakes and down to the very first gear and really slow the car down into the apex of the corner, going 2 gears up to third and then fully back to the power again, and use all the width of the track for acceleration to avoid power oversteer because of getting too much to the inside. Then this long right hander is actually flat out, go up to 6th gear, then over to the right hand side, and my brake marker is behind this 50 meter board on the right. Give it a gentle brake input and down to 4th gear, then short power input over to the right hand side before going slightly to the brakes again, down to 2nd and then up to 4th, gently back to the power and then fully flat out once the corner opens up. Now the next long sector is flat out, so the better you get the exit of this corner, the more time you gain on this long straight. So up to 6th gear over to the right hand side and then to the inside for this 130R left hander, and then over to the left, and the next brake marker is the 100 meter board on the left hand side. Now brake hard in a straight line, go down to the very first gear, then turn in over the inside curb in second gear, so upshift early, then short power input in second, upshift to third and then fully back to the power and to the right hand side of the track to get the closest distance to the finish line. And for those of you driving in chase cam, let's review the lap once more. So getting into your lap, try to take a good momentum out of the last chicane to get a high speed on the main straight. Then go over to the left hand side of the track and into this first right hander you can stay flat out. If you see the end of the curb on the right hand side, go into the brakes, down to third gear, let the car roll up to fourth and gently back to the power. Over to the right hand side of the track, up to fifth for the left hander, then short brake input down to fourth and then back to the power again. Up to fifth for the left hander, then brake again shortly, down to third gear, let the car roll up to fourth and back to the power. Flat out through this left hander up to fifth gear, then over to the left hand side of the track up to sixth, and then when turning into this right hander, slightly lift over the curb, short power input before hitting the brakes down to second, let the car roll over the curb up to fourth and back to the power again. Then over to the right hand side, shortly after the end of the curb on the right, brake hard down to the very first gear, slow the car down to the apex, up to third and fully back to the power out of the corner again. Then flat out through this long right hander, take a deep breath because you can relax shortly, then keep the car to the right hand side of the track and the next brake marker is shortly after the 50 meter board. Short gentle brake input down to fourth, short power input, then brake again down to second, up to fourth immediately, and once the corner opens up, flat out again. Into the last sector that is mostly flat out, so if you have a good exit out of this corner you can gain a lot of time, and then over to the right hand side up to 6th gear, into the left hander 130R which is taken flat out, then over to the left hand side of the track, the 100 meter board is the brake marker, hard into the brakes down to first gear, over the curb in second, then short power input up to third, over the curb again and then flat out taking the shortest distance to the finish line. Hopefully get yourself 2 million credits with a gold time in this week's challenge.
And that's already it for this week's Laptime challenge on Suzuka Circuit in the Super Formula vehicle. It turned out, at least to me, that the challenge was harder than I initially thought. But since it is also great fun, it was a no-brainer after each fail to just start one more lap and try again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if this guide helped you out, I'd be happy if you share, like and subscribe. And then I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye bye.